Yeah, hit that like. Hit that like button. I got a good little video right quick that's gonna stimulate the mind. See, we gotta make the separation from those that lack the proper intelligence. Many people make the connection of physical attributes when there's a such thing as fool's gold, alchemical fool's gold. So there could also be a biological fool's gold. So you think you're looking at people because they walk and talk, and you thinking they're your species, but that's not the case. Americans are created like plants, not like the African Homo sapien and European that share ancestry with primates. So I'm not going to waste your time. Let's go in with the images, and I'm going to come right back to this title. So for those of you who've never heard, this is the monkey face orchid plant. As we can see, plant that resembles animals. This is the monkey orchid, and there's more. There's more. This is the Dracula monkey orchid. As we can see, this plant resembles some type of being with phalanges and extremities. But these are real plants, whether you want to accept it or not. But my point is, we are created like plants. I had this epiphany or sort of revelation a few months ago, and the visual came to my mind on how humans are created. And during the visualization, because I understand man and woman have to unite to procreate, the visualization showed me men and women walking out of a waterfall. So this is what I seen. Man and woman coming from a waterfall, being created like plants. But because I understand a baby can't just be born by itself and feed itself. So there has to be a creative process for our evolution. And my mind steered me to this right here. So this is a root plant taking human shapes in China. As we can see, this root plant, and I'm going to show several more. And these plants are looking like people. And I done research years ago on plant-like beings, as well as so-called extraterrestrial. There's a whole list of hundreds of extraterrestrials. And one of the books I read, it talked about in the Virginia area, a plant-like being pricking a victim for its blood and running. So there's also Swamp Man. There's the green giant, jolly green giant, looking like a plant. And the fact that we do share DNA with plants, this is well known. So the evolution from a primate, aka Lucy, never sat well with me. It never sat well with me. Make sure you tap that screen, because we're trying to build this following on this important information where we can really break down and reverse the spell that they put on us, because they want us to think that we devolve, right? Because you can't evolve from a species that's already a subspecies, right? How could you evolve from that? You actually devolve. So here's another one. A root takes human shape in East China. I think it's called a beetwood. I forgot what the type of plant it's called, but this one right here looks like a male. And I could make it in larger. Okay, I showed that one. And this one right here, they compared to the mandrake on the so-called Harry Potter show, if y'all know what a mandrake plant is. A mandrake is sort of like a turnip or whatever, and it has like stems that kind of look like people. And mandrakes have been depicted artistically throughout, let me say, the Middle Ages, medieval era, Arabia and Europe. And I wanted to show some images of Mandrake's paintings, but majority of them are just European images. So I know people will have a problem with that, and I just want to stick with the plants because you can get a glimpse of this. And I'm going to go back to the orchids in a little while, but this is an actual root plant. This is the root of a plant. And this has to stimulate your mind to make you think like, oh, we come from the earth. A lot of Bible thumpers will say Adam came from the red dirt. Adam came from the dust. Right? So here it is right here, coming from the dust, coming from the dirt. Here's another close-up of human shapes and root plants in China. And you may think this is not real, but it is. I already fact-checked it. You can also go on Google Lens and search for it yourself. But let's go back to the plants. So here's the Dracula simia seeds. We can see the facial depictions in these plants, and here's one right here again called the monkey orchid, and it resembles the monkey. So these are plants that look like people. They actually look like people, and this is amazing to me. And it makes me think that we would have a better chance growing from the earth, the green earth. And this correlates better with the Garden of Eden, right? Doesn't that make more sense? The Garden of Eden, and we coming from the earth, like the Bible says. You come from the dirt. We don't come from labs, and we didn't just splice from from a species of primate, because we wouldn't be able to breed. Once these species mutate, they can't breed with everybody else. So how did this species survive? All these questions has to be answered. How could we splice from one species of primate to become humans and, continue on with the population? And that's why they come with the so-called, Homo sapiens breeding with Neanderthals. That's why they have to come up with this concept to make up for the fact that these species can't procreate. They cannot cross over like that. Species, it don't work like that, especially when they mutate. So let's get some more images. These are actual plants for people who don't believe it. Go and look up monkey orchid face plants. Dracula orchid. You can't tell me that doesn't look like a small being, small humanoid being. Here's the more monkey orchid plants or flowers. So I'm buying the Garden of Eden and the animated evolution, breathing life into these beings. And plus, we know plants are alive. They are very well alive. There is much evidence of plants and trees being filmed, moving, and interacting with each other. There's even photos of trees that look like people as well. So I'm against the out of Africa theory. I don't believe we evolved from primates. I believe we are who we are. Our minds are the most intelligent and most developed. So we would be the oldest beings because our minds are the most advanced. Now, animals in the animal kingdom are quite intelligent, but they are beasts of burdens and they are limited to their lower selves. We could arise and overcome our lower selves and take baths and build homes. So I believe we are older because of our minds. So we have always been at this stage. We did not evolve recently like science want us to believe. If we want to take Bible into consideration, yes, we come from a specific garden, which would be earth, or a fertile area where all this life is grown and created, and our minds is able to manifest and reflect off the light and the waters, and our thoughts create our future and our images. But we are no different than these plants and flowers that I'm showing you. And as a matter of fact, our hair is very similar to trees. And another thing is how we are symbiotic to trees, because we depend on trees and their oxygen, and they depend on our carbon dioxide. So we can't have one without the other. So are you saying Africans are separate? Yeah, that's what they are saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm not a Homo sapien. I don't evolve from a primate. That's what I'm saying. So Africans and Europeans believe that, and they are a little bit different than us Americans. If you notice, us Americans, people don't create like us. They don't talk like us. They don't move like us. The whole world copies us. We observe our culture that is different than the rest of the world's and our effect on culture. There is some people that we pick up from, like maybe Asians. So there are some people we do pick up from. I'm not going to sit up here and be selfish as if we don't learn from other people around the world. We do. But for the most part, people mimic and copy us. So we are very special people in America. But I'm setting the standard for plant creative kingdom and creation, because I don't believe we evolved from an animal that was here before us. That don't make any sense. So since Africans and Europeans believe they evolved from a single ancestor out of Africa, I'm going to give that to them and let them relegate themselves to that, to that thought. My thought is America, because it's so fertile. It has so much, water. It has the oldest rock beds on Earth. The Minnesota, Midwest, and Canada has the oldest rock formations on Earth. You can go and look that up for yourself. The Minnesota area. Go and look it up. Minnesota and Canada area have the oldest rock formations in the world. America has the oldest water deposits in the world, in the planet. What does that mean? That means America formed first. America formed first. So you need to think about that, people. So I'm going off the out of America theory, because a scientific theory is an observation based off facts. And my observation is based off facts, that the fact that this landmass is the oldest rock bed in the world, the oldest water deposits, has all of the resources that gives to the earth. We also have the Amazon rainforest that is fed by the Sahara Desert. So the Sahara Desert gives us its minerals and nutrients, and we develop flowers and plants and life, sort of like how a mother develops beings. So America has to be the motherland if we use the sulfur and the minerals from the sand, right? The phosphorus, from the sand and the minerals from Africa, and develop life in the Amazon and in the North America taiga and the tundra. So yeah, y'all really think about that. It's already been 15 minutes. I may do 5 more minutes. This video is actually for YouTube. We posting on YouTube to make sense over there, because I rarely go live over there. You said, what's this? Let me show you. Maybe you just not getting in here. So have you ever seen that before? Mr. I've been living, you've been living. But you have never seen that. What's that? Since you've been living, what is that you're looking at on the screen right now? Since you've been living that life, that's called a monkey face orchid. That's a actual flower. And I'm gonna do a rundown for you. These are monkey face orchids. They look like little beings. This is a Dracula semio orchid of the same family. This is a being. This is a little being that looks like a flower, but the animation process comes later through electrostimulation, because these beings are alive. Whether we like it or not, plants and flowers are alive. They do move, like the Venus flytrap. If you ever heard of the Venus flytrap, well, it is not the only carnivorous plant. The Venus flytrap is not the only carnivorous plant. It's other plants that actively hunt for food. That is correct. So those plants are alive. So you should really understand the plant kingdom and the Garden of Eden a little bit better, and realize that we are created in the same fashion that these plants are created, through photosynthesis, through the light and through the soil or the motherland. So what goes for them goes for us. And we don't come from no, species of Africa or Homo sapien. That don't make any sense. Thank everybody for the new subscriptions. I just got like 5 new subscriptions. It's the aim to get over to 10,000 followers. So yeah, share the channel and share these topics and DM me, leave comments, whatever. I have multiple videos. I've been shadow banned several times on several platforms. So it's really hard to get a large following, but I try my best. I try to stay consistent to really break the barriers of suppression and shadow banning, and try to really build these communities so we can really, stimulate our minds and think. So here he is, monkey orchid. These actually look like monkeys. And guess what? There's cats. There's cat orchids. I can't even think of the rest of them. There's more. There's the cat face ones, the monkey face ones, the human face ones. And let's go back to the people root plant. The root plant. As we can see, these are root plants that look like people. These are actually root plants that look like people. So yeah, I got about 5 minutes left. I appreciate everybody that came out. I might go back live later, and I want to do a topic talking about the Moors and the Indians. I want to focus on that and call them out, to bring them out, because they talk a lot, but they don't want to debate. We have to get this information out. We have to get to the nitty gritty on who built the Americas, who developed the Garden of Eden concept, who developed the heaven on earth concept. We can really go into the history and really figure this out, who actually built these gardens. Besides this Egyptomania and, biblical narrative, there's evidence. We have glyphs in the Amazon. They have ancient petroglyphs. They have petroglyphs in the Northwest Four Corner region in America. They have petroglyphs in Morocco. So I have a video to show y'all that how what the so-called Egyptians viewed as the land of God. That's correct. They had a place they called the land of God, and it was called Tatnejer. And this is where they got their frankincense and myrrh and their corn maize from. So where is Tatnejer is what we need to be discussing, and I think I found it. So, well, I tapped the notification bell. I appreciate you. I've been living. I appreciate you. So yes, go and look up Mandrake. Mandrake is also on Harry Potter, but this is another plant root that looks like a people or a being. And this is my solemn belief, especially when we look at the biblical narrative about the Garden of Eden and so-called Adam coming from the dust. And this is why we adopt the name Moor, because Moor is a part of the land. And I already broke it down how America has the oldest water deposit and the oldest rock formations on the planet. Did you all know that we also have the oldest living trees on the planet? A lot of people don't know that. That is another video. But go and figure that out. America has the oldest living trees. Now, there's other places with trees that's 3,000 and 4,000 years old, but America has the oldest continuous living trees. Hey, it ain't no accident that I started thinking that, forming that. Like, no, it's not an accident because our minds are connected. Our minds really are connected, and that's why some beings are out there trying to block us and keep us distracted. Because when we do use our minds and connect telepathically, we can send each other these messages and grow quicker, because our minds is vital to keeping the earth intact and growing the earth. Just like the sun above, we are supposed to be like many suns below, bringing this energy everywhere, causing these rapid changes. And designing the earth is suitable for us. We can do anything we please without harming anything. We can achieve anything. But it is some very corrupt beings out here that is bloodthirsty, that is against nature, and it is against everything good, everything positive, everything loving. This is a fact. And they like carnivores and hunters and predators, they they thrive off fear. They thrive off fear, and this is how they keep you in their grasp, off fear. But fear ye not, because unalive or passing is no enemy to us. Going on to the next phase is no enemy, so there's no need of being afraid. So if we're not afraid, we will have no problem confronting them and getting rid of them out of our realm. So yes, this is reality. This is plant root takes human shape in East China. Take a look at that. That is outstanding. That is outstanding. Okay, let me see. What is it looking like? Oh, wow. Wow. Got it. Oh my goodness. 1 second. They keep on. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Okay. We got 3 more minutes. I appreciate you guys. I really want to do a video on this at least once a day or every other day, because this is a reality. And but a lot of people don't put emphasis on our connection to the plant kingdom. And this is evident that we are in our lower self, because we would rather focus on the animal kingdom, which thrives off beastly activities. When plants, they depend on photosynthesis. They depend on the light for sustenance and the soil. And I firmly believe we can too. In many instances, we really don't need the animal for sustenance. Is this written in the Bible? Is this written in other holy scriptures throughout the world? Dealing with Buddhism and Taoism, they don't eat the animals. And there's many records of people living hundreds, if not thousands of years old, and something went wrong. And we can break that down as to why people look a certain type of way and act a certain type of way. Because there is a group of people that really thrive off the blood of beasts. And they have to manufacture it. And even there's recollection of them thriving off humans. Today, a plant caught my attention. It probably sent you a psychic message. Whenever I travel through forestry and wooded areas, yes, definitely. Yes, certain plants can help you immediately. They can help you with digestion and clear up the sugar deposits in your body and the sluggish, what do you call it? The slush and the gelatin that's all in your gut. You got to remove that stuff, because it turns into worms. It turns into inflammation. It turns into microbes. It turns into virus. Right? It turns into bacteria in your gut if you just let it sit there. You got to flush that stuff out. And certain plants, they get rid of it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. I'm at my mark. I'm up out of here. I'll catch y'all in a little while. I may go live in about an hour and have this discussion. I will invite certain people out here Just saying, Moors are not from America or whatever. When we already understand that they control the seven seas for over 2,000 years. And Moors are actually the guardians of the borders of Egypt. Moors are the guardians of the borders of Egypt, what we consider the land of the gods. They are the guardians of it, similar to how the Marines are to us, how the Marine and the Navy is to us. That was once the job of the Moors, to protect the Garden of Eden. That is correct. And I'll go over that on a later video. I appreciate y'all. Catch y'all later. Make sure y'all share, like, subscribe. Peace out.